Welcome back, everyone. Precast Chalk Talk. We are back on site today with the total precast structure. We visited this site a couple of episodes ago, and we have a really special guest. Colin, come on in. Colin Butler, Peikko.
Yep, good to see you again, Hagen.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on the show today.
Absolutely. Thanks, Colin.
Certainly an honor.
So we have, there are a few things we got to talk about.
Sure.
And probably one of the most important ones, hockey. All right, number one. Number two, what's going on around the world with Peikko and the Peikko products and your company and why your company is such a great one to work with. And then the third one I want to talk about is when we go on site, I'd just like to hear from you, what you look at when you're on a job site and what it is that's important to you about the job. So most importantly, for us Americans, okay, I mean, we love our sports, but we have not figured out yet how to appreciate hockey the way that the Canadians do. So, number one, how old were you when you started to walk? And how old were you when you started to skate?
So, it's funny for me, I'm a terrible Canadian, where I learned how to walk, I learned how to skate probably 5 or 6, but I was never great at it, and I stopped skating probably at the age of 9. So I was never a hockey player myself.
Behind us we have this fantastic building, and our products in so many ways, the precast as well as the Peikko beams, often end up kind of integral to the system, and people don't understand. They don't know what's holding a building up. Not many of us walk into a structure and go, wow, how the hell did they build this thing? But we do.
Certainly.
So tell us a little bit about Peikko and what your company is and what you do.
Sure. So a little bit of background information about Peikko. Originally a Finnish company that was founded back in the mid-60s.
Okay.
We're now on second generational ownership and have grown a lot from that time.
Got it.
And the history of Peikko is really founded on precast concrete connection details. So the first Peikko product was a tie for insulated sandwich style wall panels. That was the first product. Started in a garage in Finland with a little bit of welding equipment. And from that time have grown substantially. And the DELTABEAM, which we will be seeing a little bit later in today's episode, was originally patented back in 1989. So we're already on 33 years of DELTABEAM with somewhere north of 15,000 projects completed all over the world. We now have offices in 34 countries, production facilities in 14 countries as well. Came to North America in 2007, started in Canada, and then came to the United States in either 2010 or 2011. So it's been over 10 years now in the US, but again, quite a bit of global reach and global experience.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think even we're doing Hollowcore and Peikko floor systems as high as 30 or 40 stories.
That is correct. The record height for building, again, calling back to Winnipeg, my hometown, last year we topped out on a 42-story building with steel columns, DELTABEAM, and Hollowcore floor systems, which is now the tallest building in Winnipeg and also the tallest Hollowcore building in North America.
And explain for our customers why that combination works for particular projects. I take it that is a multifamily type structure?
It is. Yeah.
What are some of the factors that weigh in on a decision like that?
Sure, there's several factors. Speed of construction is one, again, particularly compared to, say, cast in place or post-tension style construction, where you're really dictated by having the forest of shoring posts, and as we can see on this project right in Wagner.
And the shoring here would be like our yellow shores.
Precisely.
Yeah.
So you have a crew working on one of the lower levels that is still working up above, so you can really accelerate the construction schedule as one. On that particular project, there were some constraints with an existing foundation.
Yep.
So having a lighter structure, the Hollowcore is somewhere between 20 and 30% lighter than traditional cast in place. So having a much lighter structure while also eliminating significant amounts of depth from the wide flange beams. We saved about 60 feet of height on that building over the 42 stories, which equated to being able to add more stories within the same footprint and foundation.